Hello guys, welcome. We are doing Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics, syllabus code 0580. This is Mathematics Paper 2 specimen paper for the year 2020. Answer all questions and you can use geometric instruments. You can use a black pen if you are in the UK or a dark blue pen if you are everywhere else. You should not use an erasable pen or correction fluid. Do not write in the barcodes provided in the paper. Where appropriate for this paper, you were supposed to use a calculator. You can use tracing paper where necessary. All necessary working should be shown clearly. Omission of essential working may result in loss of marks, and all non-numerical answers should be given correct to 3 significant figures, 1 decimal place for angles, unless a different level of accuracy is specified in the question. And for the value of pi, you should either use your calculator value or 3.142. Let's start. The paper is worth 70 marks and you should write and finish in the stipulated time of 1 hour 30 minutes. Question 1 reads, a train leaves Zurich at 22:40 and arrives in Vienna at 07:32 the next day. Work out the time the train takes. So you just calculate how much time it takes to go from 22:40 up to midnight, and then from midnight up to 07:32. Then you add the total time. So here from 22:40 up to 23, that's 20 minutes. Then from 23 to 00, that's 1 hour, 20 minutes total. And then here, from 00 to 07:32, that's 7 hours and 32 minutes. So simply adding gives you 8 hours and 52 minutes. So your answer is 8 hours, 52 minutes. Okay, so you get your 1 mark there. The second question says, in a box of 8 glasses, 3 are broken. Work out the percentage of broken glasses in the box. So that's 3 out of the total 80 multiplied by 100. So you just punch in your calculator and you are going to get the numerical value of 3 3/4 or 3.75%. So you write your answer in the given space there, 3.75%. The next question reads, here's a list of numbers. Put a ring around the number with the largest value. So in my opinion, the easiest way is to convert all these numbers to decimals. These two are already in decimal form. This one is 0.3333 continuous. This one is just 0.3. And 33% is just 0.33. So the one with the largest value here, 0.3, this one is very small. So this one is 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. So we look at the next decimal figure. 0.30, so this one is smaller. 0.30 is also small. 0.33, 0.33. So between these two, so this one continues 333, this one ends at 0.3. So the circle should be put here. Chai says 8 square centimeters is the same as 80 square millimeters. Explain why Chai is wrong. So 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeters. So 1 square centimeter is equals to 1 centimeter times 1 centimeter, which means it's equals to 10 millimeters times 10 millimeters. Now, if that is correct, then it means that 1 square centimeter is equals to 100 square millimeters. Therefore, 8 square centimeters should be equal to 8 times 100 square millimeters. 100 square millimeters, which should be equal to 800 square millimeters. So Chai is wrong because 8 square centimeters should be equal to 800 square millimeters. So you do your working and then you give your reason there for the answer that you've chosen. Let's move on to the next one, question 5. Y is equals to mx plus c. So this is the equation of a straight line. y is equals to mx plus c. So now the question says, find the value of y when m is equals to minus 2 and x equals to minus 7 and c equals to minus 3. So y is equals to minus 2 bracket minus 7 plus minus 3. So simple, multiply negative by negative, you get 14, and then minus 3 is equals to 11. So y is equals to 11, like that. The number of cars parked in a car park at 9 a.m. is recorded for 10 days, 124, 130, 129, 116, etc., etc., etc. Next, you are asked to complete the stem and leaf diagram. You are given a key here that 12 and a straight bar 3 represents 123. So 10 bar something means 100 and something. So these numbers are 1, 0 something, 1, 1 something, 1, 2 something, 1, 3 something. So this is the stem, this side, these are the leaves. So let's start with 1, 0 something. You only have 107 here. So whichever number you choose, then you cross it out. So there's 107. The most important thing to note here is that these numbers should be arranged in ascending order from the left to the right. So you start with the smallest, then go to the biggest. Let's go to 1, 1 something. 1, 1, 6, 1, 1, 8, 1, 1, 4. So the smallest is 1, 1, 4. The second smallest is 1, 1, 6. The third one is 1, 1, 8. So we start with 1, 1, 4, 1, 1, 6, and 1, 1, 8. Then you cross out the numbers so that you can follow through what you've done and what you've been left with. 1, 2 something, we have 124, 129, 120, 127. So this should be the first, and the second one is 124, the third one is 127, and the last one is 129. So we start with 120, that's a 0. The second one, 124, that's a 4. The third one, 127, that's a 7. And 129, that's a 9. So you cross them out so that you can see your work clearly. Then you're left with 132 and 130. So 130, 132. There's your stem and leaf. You get your 4 marks for that. The next question requires you to use a ruler and pair of compasses to construct a triangle with sides 5, 8, and 10. And also to remember to give in your construction arcs. So I'll need my canvas, I'll need my pencil, sharpened obviously, open to secure your pencil in the groove. Then make sure that your pencil tip is aligned with the canvas tip. Then you'll need obviously your ruler. I'll take my small 15 centimeter ruler here. So I always prefer starting with the long side. It makes the work easier for me. So I'll start with the 10 centimeter side. I'll draw a line 10 centimeters. This is my first point. I mark it. I make sure that it is somewhat parallel to the page. Draw 10 centimeters. Mark my pen, or I can just draw a straight line, open my canvas to 10 centimeters, then inscribe an arc. Then next, I mark 8 centimeters, make sure that it's firmly secured, 8 centimeters. You inscribe an arc which is long enough, hope you can see. Then open again to 5 centimeters. Then inscribe another arc. Where they intersect, that's your point. So I'm going to join now this point. This is my triangle. This is my triangle. Right, so this is my triangle with size 10. My first point, my second point, my third point. So just label 10 centimeters, 8 centimeters, 5 centimeters. So when you are drawing, you must always make sure that you leave in the construction arcs. Do not erase them. You erase them, you lose marks. And just the extra labeling makes your work quite neater. Question 8. Triangle ABC. ABC is an isosceles triangle, meaning that it has got 2 equal sides and 2 equal angles. So this angle should also be equal to 8 degrees. Then you are told that AC, this line, is parallel to BD, and hence these arrows showing the direction by which they are parallel. Find the value of A and the value of B. So A here, you can find it simply by using the angle sum of triangles. You know that a triangle, angle sum of triangle equals to 180, right? Angle sum of triangle is equals to 180. So now what you simply need to do is to just work this one out. So 180 minus 40 divided by 2, since these two angles are the same, should give you the value of A. So the total of A plus A, or of 2A, is 180 minus 40, which is equals to 140. And then if you divide by 2, you find the individual angle there of A, and therefore it will be 70. So A is equals to 70 degrees. Next, to find B, you are simply going to use B. You can see, since this forms Z angles here, so this angle must also be equal to this angle because they are alternate angles. So just say B is alternate angle of ACB, and you put this small head to show that this is the angle. So B is equals to 40 degrees. Rearrange the formula 5W minus 3Y plus 7 equals to 0 to make W the subject. So 5W minus 3Y plus 7 equals to 0. Next, what you do is you keep the terms with W on one side. So we'll do it a step at a time. We first take the 7 to that other side. 5W minus 3Y plus 7 minus 7 is equals to 0 minus 7. Whatever we do on the left side of the equation, we also do on the right side. So we have 5W minus 3Y is equals to minus 7. Then we take also the 3Y, since it has got a negative sign, we add to make it 0 on this side. 5W minus 3Y plus 3Y is equals to minus 7 plus 3Y. So 5W, this becomes 0, is equals to 3Y minus 7. Then we want to make W the subject of the formula, so we divide both sides by 5, divide both sides by 5. W equals to 3Y minus 7 over 5. So that's 3Y minus 7 over 5. Explain why root 3 is irrational. A number is said to be irrational if it cannot be expressed as a fraction A over B. So root 3 cannot be expressed as a fraction in the form A over B, because even whole numbers can be expressed in this form. Let's say, for example, if it's 3 can also be written as 3 over 1. Even a percentage, 25%, is equals to 25 over 100. So these are rational numbers. Another number which is also rational is, let's say, maybe 0.5. It is 5 over 10. So you see that all these numbers can be expressed in the form A over B, but root 3 cannot, because it is a non-terminating decimal which does not even have a pattern or recurring decimal, so it's not rational. Next question 11. The mass m kilograms of a horse is 429 kilograms. Correct to the nearest kilogram. Complete this statement about the value of m. So if the mass corrected to the nearest kilogram is 429, then it means that it is less than 429.5 but greater than 428.5. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. So we have these two triangles, BA, AC, CB, and we also have QP, PR, and RQ. Then the question says find PQ. So we know that if two shapes are similar, then their sides are also proportional. The internal angles are also equal, but the sides are proportional. So to solve this one, you can say AB over AC should be equal to PQ over PR. In this way, you are saying that using some form of proportionality, AB is equal to PQ after we've applied some scale factor. And AC is also equal to PR after applying some scale factor. So the scale factor K we do not know. We can use two methods here. We can first either find the scale factor or we can just work it out like this. Let's try to work it out like this and then try to find the scale factor and multiply to find PQ. Right, so AB is 5.2 over 12.4 is equals to PQ over 21.7. So here we just make PQ the subject of the formula. PQ is equals to 5.2 over 12.4 times 21.7. And this gives you 9.1. The other method is to find the scale factor by which these shapes are proportional, making them similar. So you can just divide the one of these two sides to find the scale factor, and then after doing that you multiply by the missing side for the given one to find the missing side. So you can simply say 21.7 over 12.4. This gives you 1.75. Then you simply multiply 5.2 times 1.75 and you still get to 9.1. This would be your answer. Solve the inequality n plus 7 is less than 5n minus 8. So to solve any type of equation or inequality, you must bring all like terms together and unlike terms together and simplify. So let's bring all terms with n to the left and terms without n to the right. So n plus 7 is less than 5n minus 8. Let's add 7. Let's subtract 7 from both sides. N plus 7 minus 7 is less than 5n minus 8 minus 7. So this becomes n is less than 5n minus 15. Then we bring all terms with n to one side. So we bring n this side. So n minus 5n is less than 5n minus 5n minus 15. So n minus 5n, that's minus 4n, is less than, this becomes 0, minus 15. Then to make n the subject of the formula, we divide by minus 4 on both sides, minus 4. Therefore, here what will remain is n, and here we have 3 3/4 or 3.75. Now, when we divide by a negative number, the sign will change. So here it is less than, so when we divide by a negative number, it will become n is greater than 3.75. So here our inequality after being solved becomes n is greater than 3.75. You can also leave it in the form n is greater than 3 3/4, but it is better you leave it in this form. All right. Let's move on to question 14. Without using your calculator, work out 1 and 7 over 12 plus 13 over 20. Show all your working. This is important. Show all your working. And your answer should be a mixed number, which is being simplified. So the first step to get 3 marks, the first step is to convert the number to an improper fraction. What we do now, multiply 1 times 12, that's 12 plus 7, that becomes 19 over 12 plus 13 over 20. Now you see that they've got different denominators, so we find the lowest common denominator, which is the lowest common multiple for 12 and 20. So this one will be 60. You can simply multiply by 6, you can simply maybe just outline all the multiples of 12 until you get to 60, and 20 until you get to 60, and then compare. We're not going to do that now. If you want that, you can find it in the video about numbers. So the lowest common multiple or denominator of 12 and 20 is 60. So we put them all over 60. Then you just divide 12 into 60, that's 5 times 19, plus 20 into 60, that's 3, and 3 times 13. Okay, so this one will give you 5 times 19, this will give you 95, and then 3 times 13 plus 39 over 60. So this becomes, if you add 95 plus 39, this becomes 134 over 60. And then you divide 60 into 134, 60 times 2, 120. So that we have 2. 120 to 134, that's 134 minus 120. That becomes 1. So that's 14 over 60. And then you can reduce this one to its simplest form, 2. This one you can divide by 2 over 2. So it becomes 2 and 7 over 30. Since there are no common factors between 7 and 30, you cannot simplify this further, which becomes your final answer, 2 and 7 over 30. Here's a sequence of numbers: 7, 5, 3, 1, minus 1. Find the next term in this sequence. So you can tell that the difference between 7 and 5 is minus 2, 5 and 3 minus 2, 3 and 1 minus 2, and this. So we can as well subtract minus 2 from this minus 1 to get minus 3. So the next term is minus 1 minus 2, which is equal to minus 3. Find an expression for the nth term of this sequence. To find an expression for the nth term, which we say Tn, it's going to be a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d, where a is the first term of the sequence. This is a. N is the term which we want, so this will just be n. And d is the common difference, which is this minus 2. So it will be 7 plus n minus 1 times common difference minus 2, which is equal to 7 plus minus 2 times n minus 2n minus 2 times minus 1 plus 2. So this is 7 minus 2n plus 2. We bring like terms together. 7 plus 2 minus 2n, which becomes 9 minus 2n. A hexagon has 5 angles that each measure 115. So it has got 5 times 115 degrees. So let's multiply that. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times carry 2. 5 times 1, 5 plus 2, 7. 5 times 1, 5. Then calculate the size of the 6th angle. So the sum of angles of a polygon is given by the formula n minus 2 multiplied by 180. So n is standing for the number of sides. So 6 minus 2 times 180. This becomes 4 times 180. 18 times 4, that's 720. So the total sum of angles of this hexagon is 720. But we've been already told that of the 720, 5 are equal and they are all 115. So, and they have a total of 575. Therefore, we just subtract this 575 from 720. So 720 minus 575, 10 minus 5, 5, 12 minus 8, 4, 7 minus 1, 1. So 7 minus 6, 1. So the total or the size of the sixth angle is 145 degrees. Calculate the area of this trapezium. We are given a trapezium DC is equals to 8, AB is equals to 12, BC is equals to 8, but you are not given the height here. You can use two methods. You can break this shape into two, a rectangle A and a triangle B, or you can just use the formula of a trapezium to find the area of the trapezium. However, in both cases, you still need this. Let's give this arbitrary letter E. And you still need to find this vertical height, EC or CE. Why? Because it will help you to calculate the area of this rectangle and also the area of this triangle and also the area of the trapezium directly. So what you need to do is to find this. But in order to find this, you can use Pythagoras theorem to find this distance BE so that you can find CE. So let's start with BE. BE, to find BE is equals to the total distance AB minus AE, which is equals to 12 minus this AE is equals to this AE is equals to DC. So it is the same as just saying 8. So BE is equals to 4. So this is our 4 here. Next, you're going to use Pythagoras theorem to find CE. So CE squared is equals to BC squared minus BE squared. So this will be equal to 8 squared minus 4 squared. This is equals to 64 minus 16, which is equals to 48. So this is CE squared. Now, we want only CE, so we're going to have to find the square root of 48, which is equals to square root of 16 times square root of 3, which is equals to 4 root 3. So this distance is 4 root 3. Now, it's simple. We can now find the area of the trapezium using the simplest formula of just using the area of a trapezium, the formula for finding the area of a trapezium. So area of trapezium is equals to half of A plus B multiplied by the perpendicular height H. So this is our H, this is our A, this will be our B, the parallel sides. So half of the parallel sides, 8 plus 12 multiplied by perpendicular height 4 root 3. So this will be equal to 8 plus 12, that's this 4, 20. 20 divided by 2, that's 10 times 4 root 3, which is equals to 40 root 3. So when you've gotten here to 40 root 3, what we now need to do is to multiply the 40 times the root 3 on our calculator, and if we punch in, we are going to get rounded to 3 significant figures, 69.3. Okay. You can also find it as a product or as a sum of the product of the individual areas of the rectangle, 8 times 4 root 3 plus 4 times 4 root 3 over 2. So you still get the same answer, 69.3, rounded to 3 significant figures. Here the region in each of the Venn diagrams below. A complement union B. So what this means is you're supposed to shade all of B and everything else outside of A, including this part. So you shade this part, all of B, including the intersection part, then everything else outside of. Only leave set A unshaded. Okay, so just ensure that there are no markings to show that you've shaded any part inside of A, but this intersection part is shaded. Part B, in brackets, D intersection E complement intersection F. D intersection E complement intersection F. So what this means is D intersection E complement is everything outside of D intersection E. So this section is to be left out. Then intersecting with set F. So we want everything outside of D intersection E complement, but intersecting with set F. So everything else in set F is to be shaded except for D intersection E. So only this part is shaded. To continue with us in this next section, please click this video and let's meet in the next section, part B of our revision. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.